Hey everyone, how's it going? Paul Mendez here with Profitable Freelancer. And in this video, I'm going to be diving into the topic of why most people fail their New Year's resolutions, why most people honestly never achieve the goals that they set for themselves. And I'm going to be revealing 3 reasons why people fail so you can outline them in your life and you can avoid them so you can have the most success possible and actually achieve your goals. Okay, let's jump right into it. So the reason most people fail is because they're focusing more on the macro goal than the micro goals. And what I mean by that is, let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. Instead of focusing on the macro, which is the overall, the big picture, instead, the best thing you can do is break that down into little goals and action steps. So instead of just saying, I want to lose 10 pounds next year, or I want to make another $10,000 next year, break that down into a week by week, all the way down into a day by day plan. So if you're trying to lose weight, maybe every morning you put in some exercise, and maybe you're also going to incorporate a healthy snack sometime in your day, and you're going to keep track of your weight to make sure you're reaching your mini targets. So that's much different than just saying, hey, I'm going to lose more weight next year. Same thing with making more money. So if you want to make more money, you're not going to just say, oh, I want to make $10,000 more next year. You're going to break that down. How much is that a month? How much is that a week? And then down into the actionable steps you can take to get there. So whether that means making an extra 10 phone calls a day, getting more referrals from your network by calling people. It's all about breaking down your goals, not just looking at the macro, but breaking it down to the little macro and micro steps that come from the macro. So that is how you can start to have more success towards your goals, is really breaking it down. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they don't make an action plan. So that's the first step. As soon as you set a big goal, that's awesome that you've identified that big picture. But now let's break it down into little steps. And that gets right into the second reason most people fail, is because they don't set milestones for themselves. And they also don't reward themselves when they hit those milestones. So let's say we go back to the losing weight example. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. After you lose 2 pounds, let's say, that can be a milestone where you treat yourself, you have a drink, you have a meal out or something like that. Let's say it's making more money, and let's say it's saving more money. Once you hit that milestone of maybe getting a quarter of the way there, half of the way there, that's when you can go and you can celebrate a little bit. Maybe buy yourself a little something nice. Now, I'm not saying ruin your goal, so you're not going to go out there and just blow all the money you made, or if you're trying to lose weight, just go all out and just eat really, really bad. What you want to do is set milestones along the way. And not only will that help you kind of just have more flexibility in the goal, but you're also going to feel more motivated, because as you start to see how much progress you're having, that's when you can see how far you've come. It's almost like when you're reading a book and you just start a big book, you're just in the beginning and you can see the bookmark, you're barely through it. But as you start to progress into the story, you get deeper into the book, and every time you pick the book up, you can see how far you've come. And it's hard to realize it when you're in it every day, a day-to-day basis. And that's why looking at milestones and giving yourself a little bit of a gift when you hit them is so vital to reaching your goals. And it's why most people fail, because they don't do that. And the last reason most people don't achieve their goals and most people fail their New Year's resolutions is because of the setbacks that they face. So there's little setbacks along any path you're going to go on. And the difference between people that are successful and people that aren't are the ones who face setbacks and give up. Those are not people that are ever going to have success. Because if you face a setback, what you need to do is use that as fuel, use that as motivation, and lastly, use that as feedback to actually make more progress forward. So let's say you're trying to do something, you don't achieve it right away, you achieve some setbacks. Look at that as a positive. You found out what wasn't working, and you can start to now dissect that, analyze that, figure out what you did wrong, what you did right, and focus more on what you did right. So don't just throw the whole thing away because you had a setback. Just because you had a bad week, let's say, with your diet, you're not just going to give up on your whole goal, are you? Well, unfortunately, most people do. But if you want to be different, you want 2021 to be the year you actually make progress in every area of your life, personally, financially, spiritually, then you need to set yourself big macro goals. You need to break those down into micro steps and micro actions you can take. Then you need to set milestones along the way so you can give yourself a gift and stay motivated. And lastly, but not least, when you face setbacks, which will come up on your journey, especially as a freelancer or an entrepreneur or whatever you're doing in business, use that as fuel, use that as motivation. Don't get sour, don't get negative. Use it to just fire you up to keep going forward and achieving your goal. I hope that was helpful. My name is Paul Mendez, and if you like this kind of content, you like me walking through different things about freelancing, entrepreneurship, business, I have a lot more to share, so please leave a comment down below what you want to see next. Subscribe to my channel. I'm posting here every single week with freelancing tips, tricks, hacks, entrepreneurship content, lifestyle freedom, and ultimately how to become the best version of yourself. So let's wrap up this year strong and let's make it an awesome 2021. I look forward to your future success.